Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Astrology forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week ahead. And so we're kind of in a lull is what it feels like. I know the energy over the last couple of days and even into this morning, it's been very dense, very thick, very heavy. I know I've been very sluggish, just very low energy. And so I do feel we're kind of being asked to go within and to rest in preparation for the energies that are going to be intensifying and playing out later in the week. And so we don't have a lot of major aspects playing out until Thursday and into the weekend, but we've got a lot still kind of playing out in the background. And so we do have Mercury squaring it up with Lilith. It's not going to be exact until Thursday, but we're already feeling this energy, and when it will be exact, it's going to be at 16 degrees. And so I feel a lot of confusion is going on in the energies. Mercury in Taurus, square Lilith in Leo. This is two fixed energies. And when this goes exact on Thursday, Mercury in Taurus is going to be in the second house of Aries, which does rule our self-worth and our self-value. And so I do feel many in the collective are still sifting through this energy of like an identity crisis or self-actualization. And I do feel there's a lot of disillusionment, a lot of confusion when it comes to movement forward. On Friday, we do have Venus trine Neptune, Venus in Cancer, Neptune in Pisces. And so this aspect I feel is perfect for romance and daydreamers, daydreaming. And this is leading into the full moon in Sag on Saturday, which is going to be at 13 degrees. And what I kept hearing was, it's showtime, Archer. It is showtime. And so this full moon in Sag, it is all about the balance between Gemini and Sagittarius. And so you're really going to want to pay attention to where those energies fall in your housing side of your birth chart. For me, Sagittarius hits my 10th house of fate and destiny, and Gemini is in my 4th house of family and deep roots. And so really pay attention to where that is falling in your housing side. And then we close off the week Sunday with Mercury conjunct Uranus. And we know what Uranus comes to do. It comes to kind of shake things up. And so I do feel a lot of focus on communication this week for the twins. And so with Mercury square Lilith, though, this is a lot of controversial, shocking communication, intense communication. And I do feel a lot of impulsive behaviors are bringing forward a lot of shocking surprise endings is what it feels like. I do feel a lot of the masculines in the collective are in this energy of tremendous mental burnout due to all of the disillusionment and all of these intrusive thoughts that have been kind of probing into their subconscious mind. And I do feel, oh, Kitty's going to go for a little jump over there. There is a lot of this mental exhaustion leading to even more frustration for a lot of the divine masculines, which is creating this pressurized desire for freedom and independence. And so I do feel the masculines are neglecting the karmic's expectations. And I do feel this is causing the masculines to behave rather rudely in those false soulmate contracts. And so I do feel a lot of the masculines, though, are facing resistance when it comes to that rejection. And I do feel a lot of the masculines have rejected the karmic, and now they're kind of facing a lot of upheaval when it comes to their social group and having people going against them that maybe they never thought would have been against them. Because of the resistance of the ending. And so I do feel the masculine is tirelessly trying to have his voice be heard and understood when it comes to that ending, that closure. And there's a lot of challenges attached to that cycle coming to an end during this period this week. But I do feel by the end of the week, happy news and new opportunities to grow and develop are going to be on the way. And so the Mercury Lilith energy is bringing forward empowerment. It is pushing the masculine to empower himself and to address these issues. And I do feel honesty. Honesty is coming up again. And so we have to come forward on this journey with honest intentions. And those that, you know, do not stand beside us when we come from a place of truth, then they're just not our people. And so a lot of the masculines listen to a lot of poor advice regarding this situation. And so I do feel the planet of communication with this square aspect is really triggering a lot of darkness in that duo that he's been in. It's like a karmic battle, a karmic duel. And I do feel there is this deep sexual attraction towards the feminine from the masculine, which is likely leading to some type of exposure or scandal of the sort. And so I do feel the masculine is facing a lot of judgment and criticism from his peers because he defied the universal will and he didn't really trust himself, right? And so this is about following your intuition, trusting in your intuition to make decisions in light of any deep-seated emotions that are coming up for purging. And so we're learning to be adaptable. I feel a lot of the masculines are refining their communication skills in the energies this week and preparing to convey a message that they've suppressed for a long time towards the feminine. And so a lot of the masculines suppressed their spiritual beliefs in these false contracts. And so they're dealing with a lot of controversies, I feel, in the energies this week when it comes to their rigid behavior. And so the energies are guiding their minds, I feel, towards this spiritual curiosity and finding the inspiration to come forward with communication and to speak from their heart to the divine feminine. And with Venus in Cancer trine Neptune, this is affecting and impacting two main areas within our lives this week, and it is relationships and, of course, our creative expression. And so all of these energies, when it comes to our creative expression and our one-on-one relationships, this does stem from our true inner nature. And so when we're coming from a place of genuinity, then we can have those compassionate relationships. And so I feel peace and serenity are on the masculine's mind. These are his ideals. This is what he's wishing for when it comes to the beautiful world that the feminine has to offer and aligning with these new spiritual objectives with the feminine. And so this really is the perfect energy for daydreaming, romanticizing. And so I do feel the masculine is really fantasizing about the divine feminine this week, about, you know, the feminine being this ideal lover, somebody that he can really trust and put his hand into a new creative project with. And I feel the influencing energies this week are favoring this newfound sense of compassion for the masculine and this deep desire to serve others. I feel that is being heightened, the service mission. And so this really is the perfect week for the masculine to join the feminine on this spiritual mission. And so, you know, when it comes to the twins, we do have to release the craving for the intensity of the steamy sexual passion that we share. And it's more rather about the tender touching of the twins and the connecting at that deep spiritual level, like a true companion should. And so I do feel the criticizing energy of the karmic, though, has really created a deep sense of fear. I do feel this would be a really perfect time for the twins to maybe come together and reunite and maybe embrace like an energy of like tantric sex together. It would be the perfect opportunity with these cosmic shifts taking place. And then with the full moon in Sag on June the 3rd at 13 degrees, what I kept hearing was it's Showtime. I kept being shown Beetlejuice. I know that was a good popular movie when I was a kid growing up, Beetlejuice, but it's Showtime. Sagittarius is the energy of the archer, and this is the full moon where I feel we do shift our beliefs. It is harvest time, so anything that you planted for seeds 6 months ago, during the corresponding new moon, that new moon in Sag, back in Sagittarius season last fall, we're reaping the rewards of those seeds that we kind of sown. And so this is the full moon where the sun in Gemini is in opposition to Sag. And so this is also going to illuminate and make us more fully aware where we've been lacking or missing something in our lives. And I do feel the masculines are deeply missing the divine feminine's energy. They're lacking her energy that she was feeding them, because a lot of the feminines have detached. And so this full moon really is linked to higher education, higher spiritual learning, spirited living, spiritual living, sharing, communication. And so it really is a mental polarity axis that we're dealing with, because Gemini represents the lower egoic mind and Sagittarius does represent the higher mind. And so this is a battle, right, that we're kind of in. I feel this is like spiritual warfare is kind of what it feels like. And so the Sagittarius energy is saying, hey, how can we release a little bit of logic and use our intuition in a broader manner, in a broader sense? But Gemini, you know, is quite comfortable in the logical processing, right? And dealing with our immediate environment, where Sag is saying, hey, it's time to venture beyond. It's time to tap into the spiritual. And so I do feel there's this conflict going on for many of the masculines and the energies between logic and intuition and faith. And so this full moon is an opportunity for the divine masculines to release these outworn, outdated, programmed beliefs and to step into their true benevolent emperor authority. But it's going to be a challenge because they have to decide between fantasy, illusion, and fact, right? And they've got to sift through the disillusionment to find that clarity. And so Sag is this positive sign, right? It's about growth, adventure, freedom. Sagittarius has a philosophy of spiritual freedom. It is ruled by Jupiter, right? It is a lot of higher knowledge. And so there's two powerful patterns coming forward, right? And so Sagittarian themes are creating this cosmic battle. And so many, I feel, are fighting for their freedom, right? We're here to have freedom in relationships, to push beyond these programmed limitations and negativity, and to face our insecurities. So I do feel many of us are dealing with physical ascension, exhaustion in the energies is really what it feels like. And so with the T square going on as well in the energies, this is a powerful time to reflect when it comes to embracing these major changes and to put in the effort to dedicate ourselves to our mission work and our journey after all, right? And so I do feel the masculine is at the breaking point when it comes to taking this twin flame spiritual journey seriously. And so I do feel they're facing a lot of inner and outer karmic experiences to get them to reflect on their life's journey, their personal journey, especially over the last 6 months, to gain that clarity about everything that's kind of currently unfolding in the energies. And so this T square is to illuminate patterns, right? And patterns have a purpose. Patterns serve a purpose when it comes to character building. They allow us to put in the work to overcome the patterns. We've got Saturn kind of working with this full moon. And so Saturn is making it obvious what you need to put the work into, where you need to have more discipline. Saturn deals with discipline. Saturn in Pisces is about our daydreams. So how can you manifest the life of your dreams? But we also need to create those boundaries. And so the masculine, I feel, is currently traversing a lot of boundaryless Piscean energy, which is creating a lot of foggy confusion and disillusionment as well. And so there really is a strong spiritual emphasis when it comes to this full moon and the energies this week, when it comes to releasing these old patterns, these old ideas. And it's hard, right? Change is not easy at all. So it really is time for the twins to step up and to reclaim that inner sage, that inner guru this week, instead of continuously looking outside of ourselves for that guidance. And so bonus, I do have a couple of spaces left if you'd like to get in on my online tarot class. It does launch tomorrow. If you'd like to sign up for that, I do have a couple spaces, 2 spaces left if you'd like to get in on that class. Because tarot, holistic tarot, allows us to own our truth and to manifest these new relationship cycles. And so I do feel there is an emphasis this week on owning our truth. That is so very important. Owning our truth, facing our past mistakes, facing our shortcomings, and finding forgiveness with ourselves and others. This is going to be very crucial in the energies this week. Releasing the past mistakes or past perceived failures, especially over the last few months. So the energies really are working to set the twins free from this karmic bondage. But in order to be set free, we do also have to accept these limits to reach full-fledged spiritual maturity. And so that's what I feel is happening. And so there's been this struggle to commit, right? The masculines really have struggled with committing and commitment. And so Saturn is kind of bearing down on the masculine when it comes to this unavoidable responsibility towards the divine feminine and this commitment on the journey. And we will always be rewarded for the acceptance and opening up to this energy, right? And so right now there's a lot working against the masculine. And Jupiter is kind of also working in the energies because it just went into Taurus. And so there's been expansive energy surrounding the earth sign properties like beauty, love, relationships, security, and stability. And so there's a lot of opposing energies too playing out with Jupiter, creating a power struggle dynamic when it comes to that very intense karmic situation. And so I do feel a lot of the karmics are trying to bully the masculine. And this is asking the masculine to stand firm in his beliefs and to not be pushed around, to not be forced into situations that aren't good for him or that aren't healthy for him. And I do feel to overcome the stubbornness and inflexibility of his own ego. So we can have that flow between us again. And so there is a complete need to release absolute control. We are not in control in these energies. And so all of these fixed energies are having a hard time too. And so I think our lesson this week on the journey is to make peace with the past, to find our drive to face these conflicts and to find our balance through faith. And so when we accept our limitations, we do embrace freedom at the same time. But I do feel a lot of the twins, we came here with some great responsibility for the collective. And this is a huge week for potential growth and exponential expansion, transcendence. But we do have to remember the past. And what I want to say is, you know, we don't get to this major spiritual accomplishment without these very painful labor pains or growing pains. And so with Mercury conjunct Uranus the day after the full moon, this is adding an extra excited, stimulating thought process to the full moon energy. And so there's this electrifying influence between the twins. And this really is the ideal time for this creative union to come forward. And so I do feel a week of breakthroughs, to say the least, a week of breakthroughs. So let's pull in with the cards and Kitty's back. I'm going to start with the Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle deck today, I believe. I wasn't sure what decks to pick. I really wasn't sure if I was going to jump on today because the energy was so low. So we get the earth energy and then remembrance below that. So there is a lot of light code frequencies supporting this remembrance of everything that we've gone through in our human body as a soul. So there's a lot of valuable insights coming in. And so I do feel we need to deepen our connection with Mother Earth on the physical plane. We really need to get grounded this week when it comes to all of these higher revelations in the etheric realms. when it comes to these spiritual aspects. And I know I don't even feel like I slept last night. I was in and out of dimensions all night long. I cut the deck, and so Earth was on the bottom, and then we get the throat chakra. So a lot of throat chakra clearing with the Mercury energies. And so the energy is supporting our authentic self-expression. And when we own it, then we can have that sense of peace and balance. But we have to be willing to speak our truth, right? And so this is about emerging out of the dark night of the soul. I feel a lot of the masculines have been in this darkened reality, going into this childhood healing to get back to a place of innocence and wonderment. And so I do feel something is unfolding when it comes to emerging, and it will require communication. So communication is likely in the energies this week. Soul time. So the energies I feel this week are asking us to allow this new earth reality to emerge. And in order to do that, we have to go within our spiritual body, and we have to incorporate the etheric body with our human body. And so, and we also have to tap into the void of the timelessness of the soul. And when we're in that timelessness, we're in the limitless, infinite energies. And so it is a 40. So that is about foundations. And so we're being asked to step into this new reality of consciousness. And then the emergence is on the bottom of the deck again. So we get the consciousness and emergence. So this is a 17 card. Actually, the full moon in Sag is at 13 degrees 17. And so a lot of multi-dimensional aspects are coming forward, are showing up this week when it comes to manifesting this new reality and emerging out of the Hermit energy, 9. And so this is about, when we get to the 9, we're completing a cycle. So I think the energies are inviting us this week to just be open to whatever comes our way, to allow whatever happens this week without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without any resistance. So actually, I just saw my daughter's class walk by. The class is walking by, so Bailey's going to bark for a minute because she heard the class. So we'll let Bailey simmer down, and I apologize for the barking. But yeah, I actually saw Kenzie waving at me through the window. So this is the week where we become one with our divine partner. And we step into this new dance of existence, of expansion. And so we are conceptualizing these unions this week. Get ready for a tower to bring us to our origin of consciousness, the place where all creation begins. And so the energies are helping us remember our infinite potential and all of the possibilities of the space between. And so we're manifesting through our focused intentions and awareness this week. And then there's that sun energy, the 19, delight. And so we do have to break down the negative experiences, the negative feelings, in order to experience this intense, joyful, blissful happiness. And so the more delight we feel, the more we are able to invoke that in others. And that is what the twins came here to do. So let's jump in with the past life deck. Bottom of the deck, we get the imprisonment and slavery and food and hunger with the roots. Ooh, look at that. And the unicorn, the wisdom. So this is where the masculine's been at, in that imprisonment, the karmic imprisonment, paying karmic debt, kind of like the 8 of Swords, food and hunger. And I do feel definitely hungry like the wolf for the divine feminine. And this is also a lesson in spiritual discipline and understanding the deep roots of the past life karma to come out the other side with that wisdom. So I do feel the karmic imprisonment is coming to an end. And so he was kind of like a slave to the karmic, kind of like a daddy to the karmic, I do feel. And so this is also about healing the distortion within the masculine collective. A lot of the masculines did agree to come and clear the distortion within father wounds. And so this is like almost like the emperor energy. And so paying back some past abuses for a past life energy for sure. So the father. And so also this is the Saturn energy coming through of discipline and honoring the higher contracts as well. So we'll see what else needs to come through with the past life oracle. And then we get the mother. Oh my God, the mother just flipped out, flew, and landed on emergence. And so it's like you have birthed the divine masculine, right? And so the feminine goes through these very intense labor pains. This is about healing mother-father wounds. And so a lot of us are stepping into that guru energy of owning the wisdom. The angels are also supporting us this week when it comes to our galactic origins. And so Asian timelines, Asia, Southeast Asia. And so look at that spouse on the bottom of the deck with father. And so we are these healers is what I want to say. The twins are healers. We are here to heal, you know, this connection, our love life. We're here to manifest a higher love. That is what the twins represent, the Celtic energy. And so a lot of us have deep roots when it comes to Freemasonry timelines, the Knights Templars. A lot of us do hold that Holy Grail encodement and hold unconditional love. And so what I want to say is the war and the battle is over. We're done going through a period of persecution, inquisition, imprisonment, and slavery. And so we are preparing to step into this galactic union. I do feel a week of higher commitments coming forward when it comes to these energies. So this is really beautiful, actually. Restoring our perfect light. So we're going through a very intense psycho-spiritual scrub right now. So we do need to rest, because we are preparing to shine our brightest. And so a lot is amplifying in the energies. So a lot of us are feeling very deserted, abandoned in the energies. And so this is the week where we have to shed light on these negative vices, our victim mentality, to release these energy vampires out of our lives so we can have that clear view of forward motion. So you might be feeling like you're hitting gutter level in order to take back your shine and rise like the phoenix. And so harvest. A lot of the karmics too, they harvest the masculine's life force energy as well. And so I do feel that the masculine's in a state of reflecting this light from within. And he knows it's time to get busy, divine feminine. And I do feel this is the week where action is likely going to be taken with this full moon. We get opal and aragonite. And so opal is about feeling all your feelings and then finding your center. And so a week of deliverance. The twin flame journey is anything but common and ordinary, okay? And so we are here to be these prolific artists, these prolific creators. And we do have a lot of spiritual protection as we go through this psycho-spiritual scrub. And so I do feel a lot of lower heart and a lower sacral chakra clearing. The masculine knows it's time to get moving on this mission with the feminine, on a higher project, on this relationship. And so facing an energetic block, which is the lack of feeling all of these feelings. And so the feminine, I feel, is being asked to find her center. I know a lot of the feminines have been feeling out of alignment, out of sorts, as the masculine goes through this processing. And so I do feel the feminines are also in need of major rest and reset this week. So meditation is really going to help as the masculine goes through this hammering out of karma in the energies. And so it's time for the feminine to retreat, go into that Cancer shell. I know I'm a Cancer, 5th house, go into that shell. Because the masculine is stepping out of a lot of drama. He's getting square with the universe and a lot of outside attachments this week. And as he squares it up with the universe, you need to keep healthy, sustainable balance and boundaries. because we're going through an expansion of our consciousness. So there might be a lot of vivid recollections when it comes to the next level, a lot of channeling of energies from these higher experiences. And so there's a lot of supernatural communication being downloaded to the twins this week when it comes to our psychic abilities, our healing abilities. And so I do feel the masculine is being asked to find his inspiration to speak up with the feminine. It's time to speak up clearly, straight from the heart for sure this week when it comes to these eternal connections. So let's do a couple of these messages. Earth magic, feeling the world. There it is, feeling all the feels. The masculine is feeling all the feels, and you got to find your center and get grounded. Divine feminine. The 13 energy, so death, a lot of death energy, metamorphosis energy coming through this week. I know my stomach is really in knots right now, so I feel working through any fear. We got the feeling, the world, and then the endless possibilities. So when we purge the depths of the grief on the heart, then we can tap into the highest possibilities. And so a roller coaster of emotions I feel this week as, you know, all of this truth kind of gets exposed. And so we're going to need to breathe it out as all of this truth is exposed. So third eye activations, and I do feel it's like the third eye kiss, right? The forehead kiss. And so the feminine's cup is overflowing. I do feel a week of new beginnings, a tender embrace, a burst of magic for the twins, a reunion of some sort is really what it's feeling like. So let's see what needs to come through with the tarot. So yeah, that full moon is coming in and breaking the masculine free from that illusion of entrapment in the karmic contracts. Could be dealing with a Capricorn, Pisces, Cancer. But this is the week where the masculine accepts responsibility for that karmic situation, what he's created, and chooses the pathway towards happiness, which will be choosing the feminine and releasing these addictive, unhealthy patterns and habits. And so facing the fears, there's going to be an epiphany, an illumination, a revelation this week with the full moons, with the full moon energy is what it's feeling. So we're going to see what else needs to come through for the twins for the week ahead. I do want to try and keep it short and sweet. I've got, I know I've got several other zodiac signs to work on for June. I will get to that before the end of the week. They will all be posted. I did not get a chance to work on those energies, those energy readings at the trailer this weekend. I was just so stuck in some dense energies. Okay, so that kind of fell on the Ace of Cups. So we've got this energy of a past injustice, a past wrong being righted, Libra energy. So we got the Ace of Wands with the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords kind of all together. There's that mental processing, and then the Nine of Cups in reverse kind of fell on that. We get the Seven of Wands with the release card, which is the death card. And then we get Judgment, which is the renewal. And there's that page. And putting in the work, learning all you can, right? And laying down that burden, I feel. So the masculine has been all entrapped in that illusion, right? Because of the illusion of the missed opportunity of wish fulfillment, right? And so that's how the karmic has manipulated the situation. They siphon the masculine's energy and they belittle them, put them down to create a lack of self-confidence to keep them in this entrapped situation, making them feel helpless, like they can't move on. And so I do feel there's been a death to that situation. I do feel there's still a level of fear when it comes to taking action, but a recognition of the lost opportunity of what was lost when it comes to wish fulfillment. And maybe feeling there's the mental exhaustion too, mental, physical exhaustion. I feel a decision has been made, but allowing a time of rest before taking action. And I feel healing from the missed opportunity. I do feel there's a need to find the faith still. The masculine's lacking the faith. But I feel a release of the walls around the heart, a release of the false beliefs, choosing battles wisely. And there's going to be a major ending here this week for the masculine that will lead to a new beginning with the feminine. So a release of a person that's really held him back on this journey, on this transformation journey. And so I do feel this is the week of reviewing the past. Compassion and forgiveness are going to be necessary to reach these heights when it comes to the higher timelines. The masculine knows it's time to head in a new direction, and I do feel he's ready to invest. So I do feel allowing creativity to soar when it comes to what we're here to manifest. I do feel maybe coming towards the feminine. This could mean going back to school, taking some more coursework, some energy coursework, finding a mentor, paying attention to detail. But I do feel coming in wanting to finish what was started. And man, this has been a heavy burden, that unwise choice, right? And so the masculine's really been in the dark night of the soul, having to face where he was greedy, materialistic. All he cared about was the money. He lacked integrity, questionable motives. I feel nothing is working out in his life because he needs to face this past betrayal. He's going to have to face the divine feminine and get this burden off of his shoulder, out of his heart, out of his mind, if he is to end all of the challenges that he's been facing. And so he's being asked to release the false contract this week, where there's a lack of unity, there's a lack of gratitude, there's no peace or contentment in the masculine's life, and he's been refusing to make a decision. He sees clearly where he needs to go. There's no blindfold over her eyes, and so over analyzing, juggling, but I do feel an offer of love. It was never about the money. It's always about the love. And so I do feel the masculine's trying to figure out how to come back devoted, trustworthy, and honorable, because he lacked compassion. He was not a good person. He was not a good spouse. He was not supportive of the feminine. And I do feel there's a lack of financial security and prosperity surrounding the masculine for this lack of emotional truth. And so this is about honoring our emotional truth. And so this is a week of magical transformation, I feel, as well. So there's going to be a significant karmic experience this week that will force changes to be made. An unexpected revelation or breakthrough that will break the masculine free from procrastination and that false entrapment when it comes to the old belief systems that we are here to overcome. And so coming out of a period of extended grieving, worry, fear, unfounded fear, sleepless nights, coming out of a period of watching, lurking in the background. And I do feel making a decision to embrace true love this week. So let's get a couple last messages with my Twin Flame Oracle deck energy clearing. So we're being asked to cleanse our system this week. So with that comes physical, emotional, and mental purging. So do be gentle with yourselves as we go through this alchemy. We're going through a spiritual alchemy of the hearts this week. And so if things are feeling extra heavy, it is due to the disillusionment in the energies. And that's what we get there, the disillusionment. And so this is where we go through the tapping into the higher realities. And so a lot of us too agreed to purge these collective energies, as a lot of the collective learned these lessons. And so a lot of the twins agreed to transmute a lot of outside sourced energy as well as we go through this alchemy. So self-love is going to be in focus this week, and meditation, please. Stillness will bring the answers and the awareness. So astral travel too. I know the astral travel has been like off the charts. So nighttime journeys, I know it might not even feel like you're getting any sleep this week, as the masculine clears these attachments and deals with this power struggle and separation from the karmic attachment to reconnect with the feminine through the heart. So a lot of past life karma, but celebrate, because I do feel a faded encounter this week is very likely. So feminine, take a break, replenish your reserves, and realign with Mother Earth in the energies this week. And that's what I got for the twins, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading with me, check out that description box below. I do have my sale on for, I think, 2 more days till the 31st. If you book in, even if I can't fit you in, you'll still get the sale price, the flash sale price, if you book in within the next 2 days. So check it out. It's a great deal. Hit me up if you want to get in on the tarot class too. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you all next time.